what exactly did Indians end up buying the most in the year 2025? Let's take a look. As we step into the new year 2026, let's talk about something unusual that showed up in India's shopping bills last year. India did not actually buy more things. Indians did not buy more. They just bought costlier ones. Fewer ultra-cheap phones, fewer small starter homes, fewer heavy gold necklaces. At the same time, there were more 5G phones, more SUVs, more homes priced above 1 crore rupees, and a clear surge in premium and luxury spending. This was not reckless shopping. It was careful, conscious upgrading. And that's why 2025 matters, because what India bought this year reveals a deeper shift in wealth, in inequality, and in how confident different parts of the economy really are. Let's start with the one thing nearly every Indian carries: the smartphone. In 2025, India's phone market actually slowed down on the surface. Fewer phones were sold, but the money spent on phones actually went up. Early in the year, many buyers held back. In the first quarter, shipments slipped to about 32 million phones, around 5 to 6% lower than the year before. By the second quarter, demand recovered to roughly 39 million units, and by the festive quarter, shipments climbed to about 48 million phones, a 3% year-on-year rise. So yes, sales dipped early on, but when Indians returned to the market, they came back stronger and with bigger budgets. That's where the real shift happened. By early 2025, nearly 88% of all smartphones shipped were 5G devices. 5G was no longer a premium feature, it became the default. At the same time, phones priced above 30,000 rupees grew much faster than the rest of the market, while ultra-budget phones below 10,000 rupees steadily lost share. In simple terms, Indians did not rush to replace their phones every year. We chose to upgrade, spending extra for better cameras, faster processors, and phones that would not feel outdated in a year. Now let's shift our attention from phones in our hands to cars on our roads. Despite high fuel prices and expensive EMIs, Indians did not step off the accelerator in 2025, especially during the festive months. In October this year, passenger vehicle sales touched nearly 3.99 lakh or 4 lakh units, about 16% higher than a year earlier. In November, sales stayed strong at around 3.5 lakh vehicles, up roughly 18% year on year. But what people bought matters more than how much they bought. Compact cars and small SUVs led the charge, helped by discounts, tax relief, and financing offers. Big SUVs stayed aspirational, mostly for higher income buyers who could absorb those big fat EMIs. Electric vehicles kept growing, but from a small base, still in single-digit share of total car sales. So 2025 shows us an India that still wants private mobility, but is choosing carefully between dreams and monthly EMIs. That divide becomes even sharper when we look at housing. Between January and March in 2025, India's top 8 cities recorded over 88,000 units of homes being sold, just about 2% higher than last year. But nearly 46% of those homes were priced above 1 crore rupees, up from around 40% earlier. Sales barely grew, but prices did. And at the very top, demand did not just rise, it exploded. Homes priced above 5 crore rupees saw multiple, nearly 5 times compared to the same period in 2024. Meanwhile, affordable homes below 50 lakh rupees continued to shrink in both supply and demand. Developers followed the money. Fewer affordable launches, more premium projects. One India struggled to enter the housing market, while another quietly moved into larger, better located, more expensive homes. Now to something even more emotional than homes. Gold. Gold never disappears from Indian life. But in 2025, the way Indians bought gold changed. Total gold demand for the year is projected at around 600 to 700 tons, down from roughly 800 tons in 2024, the weakest in 5 years. In the July to September quarter alone, demand by weight fell about 16% to nearly 209 tons. And yet, spending actually went up because prices hit record highs. The value of gold demand jumped around 23%, crossing 2 lakh crore rupees or 2 trillion rupees in just one quarter. It's true that Indians bought less gold in kilos and tons but spent more money doing it. Jewelry demand fell and investment demand rose. Coins, bars, and gold ETFs or exchange traded funds became popular, and gold shifted from pure celebration to financial protection. There's one more bit that changed in 2025, and that's the beauty bill. In simple language, India spent the equivalent of over 55,000 crore rupees on makeup products alone in 2025 and close to 1.3 trillion rupees if you count the wider cosmetics category, depending on how you define it. That includes lipstick, foundation, eyeliners, nail paints, you name it, the whole color cosmetics kit. Analysts say India's color cosmetics market, which is your pure makeup side, is growing between 8 to 12% a year after than many other consumer categories. So alongside phones, cars and homes, 2025 was also the year that a lot of Indians quietly upgraded their lipstick, foundation and skincare. One Nykaa cart and one mall counter at a time. When you put it all together, phones, cars, homes, gold and makeup, 2025 tells a very clear story. People did not splurge blindly. They traded up. Spending shifted from quantity to quality, from ultra budget to premium, from short-term impulse buys to big-ticket upgrades. 2025 was not the year India bought more, it was the year India bought better.